Hey guys, what is happening? And welcome to another album review with me, your host, AnimetalViking. And today is an album that I have been very much waiting for ever since it was announced, and especially since the release of the previous album. And the album I will be reviewing today is the brand new album Will to Power by Arch Enemy. So basically, this is the band's 10th studio album, and it is the second album to feature the band's new vocalist, Alyssa White-Gluz, who was the former vocalist of Canadian metalcore band The Agonist. So let's get right down to it. The first half of this album is basically classic Arch Enemy material with a lot of similarities to the band's previous album, War Eternal. This means the songs are, of course, fast, aggressive, and energetic with their signature melodic riffing, choruses, and epic guitar solos. The only real difference in the first half of the album being the first single, The World Is Yours, which contains a lot of beautiful piano elements and Alyssa whispering the lyrics as the bridge to the final chorus of the song. And there are also some power and metal elements in the guitar solo melody of the song Blood in the Water. By the second half, however, we are treated to some truly surprising elements that Arch Enemy have never done before. This includes the likes of clean vocals for basically an entire song. Yes, you heard right, Alyssa actually does clean vocals for the first time since leaving The Agonist and her previous collaboration on Camelot's previous album Haven. There are a lot of ballad styled songs as well, and some Children of Bodom styled blends of power metal and death metal in some of the songs as well. Alyssa's clean vocals appear on the track Reason to Believe. The clean vocals lean a lot more towards an old school heavy metal singing style. I was disappointed that there were no tracks where we heard her more symphonic metal sounding clean vocals that we heard on the track Liar Liar Wasteland Monarchy when she last collaborated with Camelot. But otherwise, Agonist fans will be happy to hear her cleans appear once again in her music. The guitar work is amazing as usual, because legendary guitarist Jeff Loomis, while obviously he didn't contribute to the actual songwriting, if you've been keeping up with the news on this album, his guitar work is still fucking incredible. And also the other guitarists are just as phenomenal as usual, because Arch Enemy has always been a band that has had some really talented members from other influential extreme metal bands over the course of their career. Everything from the riffs to the solos are just fucking incredible, and you can really tell the musicians are having a blast as they jam each note. So, I mean, you just need to look at their faces in their music videos as well. The songwriting on this album, especially the second half, is nothing short of amazing. Especially with songs like Dream of Retribution, which goes for a more symphonic approach, albeit subtle, not exactly grandiose like on the like something like Flesh God Apocalypse or Dimmu Borgir or Delane or Nightwish would do, but it's definitely there. It's got some subtle elements. Alyssa seems to have learned a few things from all her time collaborating with Camelot and Delane, and even the former Nightwish vocalist Tarja. The entire second half is an amazing blend of melodic death metal with dashes of neoclassical metal and symphonic metal. Some of the songs even exceed the 5-minute mark, and the songs show a lot more progression while still retaining a lot of the catchy elements that Arch Enemy are known for. This album is a definite indicator of the band's growth, and definitely beats War Eternal by leaps and bounds. Everything about this album, with the exception of the deceptive first half, is a welcome change with regards to the band. The changes are definitely noticeable, but do not affect or take away anything from Arch Enemy's signature sound. This album should be used as a prime example to all bands that you can evolve your sound without changing your genre and leaving your longtime fans feeling betrayed or disappointed. I'm looking at you, Suicide Silence. Alyssa incorporates more of her vocal range, and the guitar work ranges from soulful and slow to fast and aggressive with a sometimes uplifting and soaring feel. Also, the drumming is fantastic. I've never really had any problems with the band's drumming in the past, and there are definitely no problems now. The symphonic and choral elements used in a lot of the tracks are absolutely brilliant. They range from being grand and epic that you would hear from bands like Epica, Nightwish, or Delane, and from being subtle that you would hear in bands like Camelot, although it leans more towards the subtle side than the grandiose side of the previous bands I mentioned. A lot of range is used, and there's a lot of flexibility between the melodic death metal sound and the new influences that have been incorporated into the songwriting. Finally, I absolutely love how the track list is structured and the way how it makes the music flow. It's almost as if it symbolizes the band's evolution and determination to prove the people who have not been so welcoming of Alyssa wrong. And once again, like with Carnifex, this is a great example of being able to evolve your sound without losing sight of what makes your band stand out in the first place. So if you are a fan, obviously, of Arch Enemy, if you're a fan of the Agonist, and if you're a fan of symphonic bands with a symphonic edge to them or neoclassical edge to them, like Epica, Delane, Nightwish, Dimmu Borgir, Camelot, all those kinds of bands, then this album is definitely for you. I'd give this album an overall rating of 8.9 out of 10. I have to say this is definitely the best Arch Enemy album that I have heard since their album Doomsday Machine, which was with their former vocalist Angela. So yeah, definitely check this one out. It is truly one of their most standout pieces of work ever, and I hope to I look forward to see where the band will take things from here. And that concludes this review for today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this, and I want to know what your thoughts are on this album. Please feel free to let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and share this review with your friends. Also, guys, be sure to follow me on social media. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and on my anime list. Also, I have a VidMe now, so that if YouTube decides to do something funny to my channel, you can find my stuff over there. And of course, I have a subreddit now, so if you want to go a bit more in depth with discussing these albums or any of my other videos without the trolling in the YouTube comments, then you can do so over there. And finally, guys, please be sure to check out my Patreon page. There are a lot of awesome reward tiers there, and if you want to keep the two channels going, it would really help out in keeping them going. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, and until the next album review, take care of yourselves, and as always, have a kick-ass day.